Today is the 30th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act, better known as the ADA. It is landmark civil rights legislation that protects people from being discriminated against because of a disability. WCPO 9 News reporter Lucy May talked to local advocates who say our community still has work to do in order to become more accessible for everyone.
In the 30 years since the Americans with Disabilities Act became law, an entire world has opened up for people with disabilities.
To be honest, they probably would be unemployed.
Donna No is a Service and Support Administrator Team Lead for Hamilton County Developmental Disabilities Services. She was born with a hearing impairment. She says the ADA gives her the right to advocate for the technology she needs to do her job.
I think it's very hard to feel like you need to do that because you're afraid of standing out and looking like a troublemaker, especially if you're trying to make a good impression on your employer and you don't want to seem like, you are somehow incompetent. But the thing is asking for what you need so that way you can perform the same job and not being a troublemaker.
The ADA, it's gray. It's not black and white.
Elizabeth Welpdale has been deaf since birth. She chairs the Cincinnati Accessibility Board of Advisors. She says challenges extend beyond people advocating for themselves.
For example, people that are deaf and blind and that ride the Metro bus. There should be some sort of signal for the next stop. There is something verbal on the bus for somebody who's blind, but if someone is blind and deaf, how do they know which stop to get off? So we are in process to make the Metro buses more accommodating.
Jill Gibney is vice chair of the Cincinnati Accessibility Board of Advisors.
Parking has always been like a sore spot for me.
She was born without part of her right leg and is an amputee.
Sometimes people use the blue marked spaces to shovel excess snow into, or to park a dumpster at, or to park an official vehicle.
She says accessibility needs are as varied as people's disabilities.
The ADA is the floor, not the ceiling. And so it's just like, if you can meet that, that's great, but that's really just like the bottom of things, and then there's so much further to go.
Lucy May, WCPO 9 News.
You can read what other local activists have to say about what the ADA means to them right now up on Lucy's story on WCPO.com.